training up leaders, is training up pastors to pastor even in their homes. It's not just a curriculum, it's allowing them to see how you spend time with your kids, allowing them to be in your life, and for that to kind of rub off on them, that they would catch vision of what that looks like. I've sat with so many leaders in the intensive where they say, I've never been discipled. I'm a pastor. I'm an elder. I went through seminary. That was my discipleship. I've never had somebody let me in their life, and the way things are going, it looks like there's going to have to be a lot of guys trained outside of seminary, and it's not just content, it's DNA, It's like you talk about your kids don't need to be taught, like you don't have to tell them to be hospitable because you guys have modeled hospitality. That's in their DNA now, right?
Yeah. What's that whole thing of what's caught and what's taught, right? And man, I remember, I don't know if it was you or John or one of you guys that just came out of prison. You went to the park to just watch dads play with their kids. Because you're like, I've never seen that. I see it in the movies or whatever. So I just went to Golden Gate Park just to watch a dad because I didn't know what to do with my kids. I don't think it was you. Someone, one of you thugs. And I thought, man, that's so crazy. And yet you're right. Some of us didn't have that. And, like most know my testimony, my dad, not a single conversation, not even a, hey, did you like the rice tonight? Not even that. And so you just don't know until I saw, and I lived with Mike and Vicky and saw him thank his wife for cooking dinner. Who does that? And like you the way he would engage with his wife and with his daughter at that time, I just thought, whoa, this is so different. And so some of it is just seeing it. And I just, man, it makes me so happy to hear you say that, that, something in, Sarah and Jarrett and you, just, it's not like we ever had a parenting class with you guys. It's just, we just lived life and you just happened to be around enough. I mean, obviously Sarah and Jarrett lived with us, and I praise God for that could have had any impact on you. And now, like in our gatherings where people get to see like dads lead, they've never seen that before. A dad lead a spiritual discussion with the kids there, and the kids actually having something to say, or as we're having meals like that. I think even here, being in Hong Kong, a guy just said yesterday, he just says, man, Francis doesn't know. He goes, these last 6 weeks have been some of the best weeks of my life. There's a guy that's helping me remodel my place because we didn't have rooms in here. It was just like an empty flat. And so we're like, he's like, he doesn't realize, like, just mudding with him, just putting up drywall with him, and then watching his kids run through and have, the way they talk during dinner. Like, I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. He just like, he doesn't even realize. He just said this yesterday at a gathering. And I don't know if he'll, even admit that I'm his disciple, but I am, after those weeks of just, doing electricity and piping with him and seeing his family run around. And so it's just funny how I bet you 2 years of sitting down and having coffee and going through a Bible study with him would not have had the same impact, even close. And I think that's what we're getting to. And that's kind of what we're saying in the beginning about, man, you don't have to have this position for people to respect you. Like, if you live it, people see it and follow it in your workplace or whatever else. And we just have to let people into our lives. And if we do, like, it's almost like, people are like, man, during those isolation periods, like we're not even allowed to leave our house. But I just know in our churches, we have people that live with each other, and it's like, even in your house, you're like, it's no big deal. I got a bunch of friends living with me already. Like I'm not totally alone. And that's where that resiliency comes in. It's like, oh, we're stuck at home. All right, hey, let's have communion. But if you have lived a life where you want your space and everyone, then yeah, it could get pretty lonely. And if electricity goes down, we light some candles and figure out something fun to do. It's actually kind of funny. And we enjoy it. I love when the electricity goes out. There's just something cool about it where you just get creative and you got all your buddies, your family living there. There's just a joy in, kind of the grace of God in some of those situations. And so there's this natural discipleship happening when you have less and you don't have enough money to distance yourself from everyone else.